Hi everyone, my name's Eleanor Johnson, and today I will be doing this presentation looking at how can confectionery brands appeal to health-conscious consumers. So my name's Eleanor and I work as a data analyst at FMCG Gurus. We are a market research company who provide insight into consumer attitudes and behaviours across the food, beverage and supplements markets around the world. So in this presentation, I will explore consumer attitudes to health and how consumers define a healthy diet. The presentation will address traditional views and associations of confectionery, and it will explore consumer motivations for purchasing and consuming confectionery. The presentation will explore sugar and reduced sugar claims within confectionery, and it will address health claims that consumers seek when purchasing confectionery. Overall, consumers feel they are in good health and they will want to maintain this. Nearly 3/4 of consumers rate their health as good or very good. In addition, most consumers feel that their health has either stayed the same or improved over the last 2 years. This can be down to COVID-19, meaning that consumers are now placing greater emphasis on their health in order to reduce their vulnerability to disease and stay fit and active until as late in life as possible. Consumers will want to maintain these good levels of health by eating a balanced diet and exercising. This presentation will explore what the confectionery industry can do to appeal to consumers who are wishing to live a healthy and balanced lifestyle. Because consumers want to maintain their good levels of health, many are taking a proactive approach to their health, whereby they look to address health issues before symptoms have occurred. The most common health issue that consumers are looking to address is their digestive health. This can be due to the last decade having seen a prevalence of gut-related health issues. This can be attributed to an ageing society, along with poor dietary and lifestyle habits, such as poorly structured meal times or overindulging, as well as not being attentive to micronutrient intake. So therefore, consumers may be interested in products aimed at digestive health due to the link with immunity as well. Following this, consumers are placing greater importance on their emotional and mental health. Therefore, they will continue to seek moments of comfort and escapism in their eating and drinking habits. Consumers associate a healthy diet with eating treats in moderation. Maximising the intake of foods and ingredients associated with boosting health is also a key factor that consumers associate with being a healthy diet. These ingredients can be known as functional ingredients, and they contain active ingredients and benefit claims that contribute to and facilitate health goals. Over 1/3 of consumers associate a healthy diet with the moderation and avoidance of certain dietary evils, a major one being sugar. Consumers turn to confectionery daily for moments of escapism and reward. Our confectionery survey was asked to people who purchase confectionery, and it showed that the most common type of confectionery eaten was candies and gummies, with 1/3 of consumers eating these daily. Although consumers are mindful of their snacking habits as they attempt to lead a healthier lifestyle, they do continue to turn to confectionery daily, the most commonly consumed being candies or gummies. Consumers turn to small indulgences regularly, implying that people may demonstrate some sort of attitude-behaviour gap when it comes to their snacking habits. As mentioned, candies and gummies are the most popular confectionery item. These have seen a slight rise since 2020, indicating that people are seeking out small indulgences to help deal with everyday pressures. The biggest jump in the last 2 years has been in the functional and medicinal confectionery category. This highlights that consumers are more attentive to the ingredients in confectionery, seeking products which offer a convenient nutritional boost in an attempt to maintain good levels of health. Confectionery is traditionally associated with being unhealthy. Most consumers deem confectionery products to be unhealthy. For example, when they were asked to rank on a scale of 0 to 10, with 0 being very unhealthy and 10 being very healthy, 1/4 of consumers gave candies and gummies a score of 0 or 1, indicating they believe they are very unhealthy. Functional and medicinal confectionery is the exception to this, due to these products being positioned around health-boosting ingredients and claims, which is also why consumers are most likely to check the nutritional labelling of functional and medicinal confectionery. Consumers can feel that moments of occasional indulgence and treats are fine as part of an overall balanced diet, with nearly half of consumers agreeing that they like to enjoy moments of indulgence where they pay little to no attention to nutritional value. The most common reason that people eat candies and gummies is as a treat or a reward. Furthermore, consumers can adopt a debit and credit approach to health, whereby they enjoy moments of enjoyment in some instances while looking to prioritise health in other areas. Consumers tend not to limit their sugar intake in confectionery. While nearly 3/4 of consumers associate confectionery with having a high sugar content, many believe that sugar is important as part of a balanced diet. 1/4 of confectionery eaters pay little to no attention to their intake of sugar in confectionery, and 22% want to limit their intake of sugar but tend not to, highlighting how they are more interested in taste and enjoyment rather than health when it comes to confectionery products. While consumers will appreciate good-for-you claims in confectionery because it can help alleviate feelings of guilt associated with consuming confectionery products, it is crucial that they do not feel that sensory appeal is compromised. The most popular claim that consumers find appealing is being non-genetically modified, which, as well as being good for the environment, consumers feel it is better for them due to the absence of chemicals. Following this, consumers are attracted to claims surrounding the absence of ingredients which are perceived as bad, such as additives and sugar. Furthermore, of the respondents who find no additive claims appealing, over 6 in 10 are willing to pay a premium for these claims. Consumers are interested in claims which align with their health goals. The most influential claim when buying confectionery products is aiding digestive health. As previously stated, digestive health is the top area of health that consumers are looking to address this year. The increased focus on health and wellness in recent years means that consumers are attentive to functional ingredients. Functional claims will appeal to many because they can position confectionery products as guilt-free and conveniently nutritious. However, it is important that brands do not over-promote health claims and ingredients at the expense of taste and enjoyment. In conclusion, consumers are increasingly health conscious and will want to maintain these good levels of health through their diet and lifestyle habits. However, despite this, consumers do still turn to confectionery for moments of comfort, enjoyment, and escapism. Consumers tend to be less attentive to their sugar intake in confectionery, often adopting a debit credit approach to health, whereby they limit their intake of bad ingredients in certain areas to justify it in others. Good for you claims and ingredients appeal to consumers in confectionery, which will help alleviate feelings of guilt associated with consuming these confectionery products. However, taste and enjoyment remain the main reasons consumers turn to confectionery. So it is important that brands do not over-promote health claims and ingredients at the expense of taste. So that concludes the presentation. If you would like to find out more, you can get in touch with me by email or LinkedIn. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Eleanor, for delivering your presentation here at Confectionery Live. Why did you want to speak about this topic in particular?
Yeah, so health consciousness is a very big topic at the moment amongst consumers. And when looking at confectionery items which are traditionally, as I was saying, traditionally perceived as less healthy, for example, they contain often high amounts of sugar, consumers can be looking for ways to enjoy a guilt-free snacking moment when they're consuming confectionery.
Do you think health consciousness will be a lasting trend? In your presentation, you spoke about there being some consumers who just want to enjoy confectionery for the sake of enjoying it and don't necessarily want to think about the sugar content. So from what you've seen, do you think health consciousness will continue to be a big trend in the future?
Yeah, I think it will be a big trend in the future. As I mentioned, the pandemic as well, which was one of the reasons behind consumers perhaps becoming more aware of their health and wanting to lead a healthier lifestyle. I think that will continue in many decades to come. Consumers will continue to be aware of the ingredients they're consuming, as well as sugar, for example. But as you mentioned, a lot of people just want to enjoy confectionery without having to feel guilty about it. It's important for your well-being as well to enjoy a guilt-free snack.
Yeah, and it's a positive trend, right? People are thinking about their health and their well-being, and I think the environment definitely plays into that. Do you think the proactive approach to health is one that was triggered by the pandemic? Did that play a big role, rather than thinking, I'm only going to worry about my health when it becomes a problem? From what I hear you saying, it's now become, I need to make sure that I'm eating right and watching my health so it's not a problem in the future. Do you think it's a recent approach?
Yeah, I think it's an approach that came about due to the pandemic. As I was saying, many people realised that they perhaps weren't as healthy as they could be in their lifestyle habits. And I think as well in the pandemic, there was a lot of attention in the media around these certain groups of people being more vulnerable to the disease. For example, those people who lead less healthy lifestyles.
Yeah, and on that note, do you notice any trends with who makes up these health conscious consumers? Are there any trends to do with, is it a generational thing, for example?
So it is across consumers from all age cohorts and generations. However, I think we are seeing more of the younger generations now becoming increasingly health conscious, perhaps in a way that their elders were not. So, for example, the Generation Z and millennials particularly are becoming more health conscious.
For sure. Just a question on the ingredients. Have you noticed any ingredients in particular which are perceived as desirable, undesirable? I know you mentioned sugar being a big point. Are there any others?
So in terms of ingredients, I also mentioned that consumers are seeking more natural ingredients, ones that are perhaps free from chemicals, non-genetically modified as well, as these consumers will associate those ingredients with being better for their health, but also being better for the environment, which is another key thing on consumers' minds at the moment.
You spoke about the environment a little bit. Do you find that there are crossovers between consumers who are health conscious and also looking to lead more sustainable lifestyles?
Yeah, definitely. As I mentioned, ingredients that are natural are typically perceived as being better for the environment, as they've been grown, for example, without the use of chemicals or fertilizers, for example. So these health conscious consumers will associate these ingredients as being better for their health without chemicals.
For sure. And I mean, it sounds like a fantastic approach people are taking. Definitely making me think more about my consumption of confectionery, for sure. Thank you so much, Eleanor, for providing all of your insight. And if anyone would like to reach out to her to ask any further questions, please do.
Thank you.